Belgium made history on Sunday by becoming the first country globally to allow sex workers to sign formal employment contracts, providing them with benefits such as sick leave, maternity pay, and pensions. The new law, which officially took effect on Sunday after being passed in May, also guarantees essential rights for sex workers, including the ability to refuse clients, set conditions for services, and stop any act at any time. Mel Militias, a member of the Belgian Sex Worker Union, UTSOPI, celebrated the law's passage on Instagram, saying the following, and we quote, I am very proud Belgian sex workers right now. People already working in the industry will be much more protected, and newcomers will know what their rights are. While offering or paying for sexual services had never been illegal in Belgium, laws previously targeted brothels and third parties such as landlords or drivers, often accusing them of pimping. In 2022, Belgium decriminalized sex work and narrowed the definition of pimping, making it easier for sex workers to access services like banking, insurance, and accounting. The new law goes even further by granting sex workers labor rights equivalent to those in other industries. This includes access to pensions, health insurance, family benefits, unemployment benefits, annual leave, and maternity leave. Employers are now required to meet certain background checks and ensure their premises are clean, sanitary, and equipped with panic buttons. They are also prohibited from firing workers who refuse a client or a specific act. These changes were years in the making, led by the UTSOPI union. The union noted that before the law, many sex workers felt pressured to keep working well past retirement age or even during pregnancy. Oof, that sucks. This law is a major step forward, ending the legal discrimination against sex workers by allowing them to have full employment contracts, the union stated in May. However, these protections only apply to sex workers who sign formal employment contracts and do not extend to those who are self-employed. The law also does not cover people involved in pornography or striptease. While prostitution has been decriminalized in a few other countries like New Zealand, Netherlands, and parts of Australia, Belgium stands alone in offering this comprehensive level of labor protection. In the US, Nevada is the only state that allows brothels, but prostitution outside of brothels remains illegal. Recently, New York and California have moved to decriminalize loitering with the intent to engage in sex work, while Maine has decriminalized selling sexual services, but still penalizes those who purchase them. This is definitely a step forward. Now, let's talk about this new rule. This definitely protects sex workers who don't want to have sex with some type of clients for sure. Some of them are just casual workers, but the thing is, that's the only thing they do of the days. So if you're a casual worker, in a sense, you perform the act, you get paid for it, but then you don't have a proper structure to be able to use the money that you make to kind of have access to credit, buy a home, being able to get a loan, better your life in, a financial way per se. So now with this law, people that are working in that industry would be able to afford certain things that they weren't typically normally be able to afford, which is amazing. And also, one of the parts of Belgium is now the first country to legalizing this, but there are other countries that haven't actually moved forward with such law. We believe and we hope that other countries can follow the lead of Belgium. Now, there are a few things. The law does protect or will protect sex workers, but it would also make things a little bit more complicated for employers. In a sense, the companies that are hiring these sex workers will have now to comply with the law, and not just to comply on certain things, but they will comply on almost everything. So then they will have to pay taxes properly. They would have to hire, licensed people like accountants and, HR people to kind of help them be compliant with the law of the country. They have to also be in compliance with anything that has to do with health and safety in the workplace. So that's going to be a huge one, and there better not be irregularities in that sense. Otherwise, they might be penalized by the law or get fined. And so there are so many. We see advantages, but we also see disadvantages. But mostly for the companies that now have to legalize their business. Now there are other aspects of this. Obviously, it says that basically they're employees. Right? They can be employees, but they can also continue to work on their own, as in self-employed. And so if they are self-employed, then the law doesn't apply to them, and they can still continue doing things like it was before. Like anything else, like any other job we have, any regular traditional jobs that we have, you can be a self-employed or you could be an employee. And we believe that's the same freedom that this law is giving us sexual workers. But at the same time, if hopefully the people that are self-employed in the adult industry will be able to set the business in a way that they are also able to participate in the economy and be able to access credit. Because at the end of the day, that's what we're working for. We're not just working to eat, but we're working to be able to provide some financial freedom for ourselves. At least that's what we think everybody is working towards. There's something else that we wanted to say before we wrap this thing up. We were actually shocked that Belgium is the first country to ever done this. We would have thought that Netherlands would be the first country to do this. Because if you've ever been to Netherlands, you know that there's a district. We forgot the name of the district. Red light district, we believe it's called. There's a whole district that is simply specialized in, adult entertainment. So basically you see women exposing themselves through a glass window. Literally, think of them as a mannequin, but they are living, breathing human being dancing behind a glass window, trying to attract clients. Any clients that goes through the door, obviously, they will have to pay and be entertained by the women of their choices. And so we thought with the Netherlands being so open-minded on such thing, they would be the first country to do that, but they haven't done it. So we're looking at it more as maybe the Netherlands doesn't want to legalize such thing because it would take away their freedom of operating and the freedom of, retaining more money than they're supposed to. It's an industry that brings more money to the country anyway, in some way. They consume goods in the country, so maybe it's good enough for them to keep them as they are. No regulations around them per se, but allow them to contribute to the economy by consuming goods, and the workers can actually just manage their contracts however way they feel. But in any cases, we don't want to babble too much about this, but in any cases, it's actually a beautiful thing that there's a law that protects these workers. So then they can choose to be an employee, or they could choose to be self-employed if they wish to. And that's definitely a beautiful thing. Let us know what you think about this in the comment below. Do you think this law will protect sexual workers going forward? Do you see, flaws in the implementation of the law? Do you think it's going to help more the industry in Belgium? Or do you think it's going to hurt it, or probably it's going to be the status quo? So let us know what you think about this in the comment below. As always, we love you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.